A huge turnout today as licensed professional counselors trying to convince the state not to strip them of their ability to diagnose patients. Carla Byron tells us why they say the proposed rules will take the state down a dangerous path.
They want the state's licensing and regulatory agency to put the proposal on hold until the legislature takes action. A bill in the state house would allow counselors to continue diagnosing like they have been for the last 30 years. One school-based therapist from Detroit says they will not only lose their jobs, but their patients will lose the care they so desperately need.
There's so much trauma that our kids are experiencing, from sexual abuse to physical abuse to growing up in homes where there are families that are drug addicted or there's loss, and they don't have any sort of outlet or anyone to talk to them about it because their parents are just trying to survive.
A spokesperson for the state says the language in the current law is outdated and counselors have actually been misinterpreting the rules for years.
A new law would trump any rules the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs makes. The bill is sitting in a committee right now. We'll keep track of where it will go next and keep you updated. Little progress has been made on the 19th day of the United Auto Workers strike against General Motors. The union is waiting on a new proposal from GM in response to their counterproposal. Pressure is building for the two to make a deal. Economists say the longer the strike goes on, the greater the fear that the dispute could tip Michigan into a one-state recession. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear an abortion case. Justices will consider a Louisiana law that will require any doctor who is performing an abortion to also have admitting rights at a nearby hospital. It's almost identical to a Texas law that the court struck down in 2016. But this is the first abortion case argued since conservative justices Brett Kavanaugh and Neil Gorsuch joined the bench. The court will likely hear oral arguments early next year. A 12-year-old boy seriously injured tonight after finding himself at the center of a viral social media challenge. His mother warning others tonight about the fire challenge.
Sarah Swistak, Storm Shield Weather with Brett Collar. This is Fox 47 News at 6:30.
Results from a AAA study show some concerns when it comes to automatic emergency braking systems, especially when used at night or around pedestrians. AAA evaluated the performance of 4 cars with the automatic braking feature and found they were only able to avoid a collision 40% of the time. The systems were then challenged by real-world situations like a vehicle turning into the path of an adult and a child darting in from between 2 cars. Test results showed the systems did not react at all, colliding with the fake target every time. We have an update on Senator Bernie Sanders following his recent health scare during a campaign event. His wife says the Democratic presidential candidate is doing great after a heart procedure Tuesday night. Doctors inserted 2 stents to open up a blockage in one artery.
I want to reassure everybody he's doing wonderfully.
That was Sanders' wife, Jane Sanders, talking to reporters outside a Las Vegas hospital. She says he will be released this weekend and head home to recuperate in Vermont. She gave no hint on that Sanders will hang up his campaign for president. In fact, she said he is looking forward to a debate on October 15th. 12 Democratic candidates will square off in Columbus, Ohio. A Michigan mom has a warning for parents tonight after a social media challenge goes viral. Tabitha Cleary says her son was seriously injured after participating in the fire challenge.
I just want everybody to know that these challenges or whatever they're watching on YouTube is not worth your risking your life. I mean, my son got burned 2nd degree and it could have been way worse.
Her son was playing with a friend when he says he was sprayed with nail polish remover and then set on fire. 12-year-old Jason Cleary was burned on his chin, chest, and stomach, suffering 2nd-degree burns.
First time it was like a little tiny fire, then they swatted it out, then the second time it engulfed and they kept spraying it on me.
The so-called fire challenge is not new. The University of Iowa's Injury Prevention Research Center says it started showing up around 2010. Other dangerous pranks, like one involving hot water, followed several years later. New technology allowing a paralyzed man in France to do something he never thought he'd be able to do again: walk. More on this robotic skeleton and how it works coming up.
Very fall-like today, right? Cool temperatures, a lot of clouds, but no rain. That though will change this weekend as we have some rain moving closer. We'll time out when it gets here. Coming up.
You're watching Fox 47 News at 6:30. Fox Fox 47 Sports at 6:30 starts now.
Good evening, everybody. We begin the weekend. Sports on a Friday night. Michigan State has lost 11 of its last 14 meetings against Ohio State. If the Spartans win tomorrow night in Columbus, it would be a big upset, right? Michigan State a 3-touchdown underdog, but MSU has upset the Buckeyes in big games in recent history. Let's go back to November 7th, 1998. The Buckeyes 8-0, ranked number 1 in the country. No team had come within 17 points of them so far that season. When Damon Moore took a Bill Burke pass 73 yards the other way, it was 24-9 in the third quarter. MSU looked finished. Then Burke found Lavelle Richardson to cut the lead down to 9. 2 field goals and a Cedric Irvin touchdown put Michigan State up by 4, believe it or not. And then Ronaldo Hill, the hero, intercepting Joe Germain in the end zone with a minute left to seal an incredible Michigan State 28-24 upset. The Spartans head coach Nick Saban even took a minute to celebrate with family and friends in a nearly empty Ohio stadium after the game. It was his final trip to Columbus as Michigan State's coach before leaving for Louisiana State a little more than a year later. And then just 4 years ago, Michigan State in Columbus is a 13.5-point underdog. The Spartans missing starting quarterback Connor Cook, who was injured. Tyler O'Connor and Damian Terry shared snaps in an ugly defensive-minded game in the rain. Buckeyes led 14-7 fourth quarter when Gerald Holmes punched in the tying touchdown. The Spartans would get the ball back with 4 minutes to go and drain the clock, moved into field goal range when Michael Geiger hit a 41-yarder to win it and sprinted the field, windmilling his arm in a now iconic celebration. Can they do it again tomorrow night? The Detroit Red Wings have missed the NHL playoffs the past 3 seasons after qualifying 25 years in a row. The new regular season begins tomorrow night in Nashville against the Predators before the home opener Sunday night against the Dallas Stars. Dylan Larkin is perhaps the key Red Wing again this winter. He says his teammates are ready to make a playoff run.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think this practice, this long wait, watching the games last night, we're ready to go here. So it's a couple days for us. I think a lot of the preparations in the past, and we have one more day to really tune in and get ready, and we're going to be ready to go against Nashville.
And college hockey season begins next week. Michigan State hosting Western Ontario in an exhibition game Monday night, then heading to Northern Michigan a week from tonight to begin a 2-game series, and that opens the regular season. Michigan State coach Danton Cole beginning his 3rd year, hoping to escape the Big Ten basement. But the coaches poll just released picks Penn State and Notre Dame 1-2. The bottom 2 at 6 and 7, Michigan and Michigan State for whatever the poll is worth. But the coach is always excited at the start of a new season.
It's always exciting. It's a new year, new guys, new life, and then with the expansion going on outside the building, I think that's just added to it. So everything's real positive. Love the direction we're moving, and guys are working hard, and we're looking forward to getting going here soon.
And this is the 6th week of high school football. Mason's at Fowlerville tonight. That's the big game. They're both 5-0. 3-2 Holt is at 4-1 East Lansing tonight. Portland's undefeated at 5-0, and you'd think be 6-0. Portland will be a significant favorite at home tonight against Eaton Rapids. Have a great weekend. There you go, sports on a Friday night.
Your Storm Shield forecast with meteorologist Brett Collar, only on Fox 47 News at 6:30.
It's very fall-like out there today, very November-like with the temperatures that we're seeing and all those clouds.
Yeah, we're going to see the clouds stick with us for the most part the next day and a half, but Sunday looking much better.
Okay.
Have some rain, though, in the morning, but no rain out there right now. Take a look on campus. Lots of clouds, and yeah, it's cool. Very fall-like. We're now in the upper 40s at MSU. Most everybody in the low to mid-50s at the moment, but it's going to be a cold night. We're talking lows about 10 degrees lower than where they are right now. Low 40s. Some of those outlying spots may get into the upper 30s. So a cold start to your weekend, but it should be dry, right? Just the clouds around for right now. That, though, will change. You can see some rain to our west and southwest, and this is pushing this way. It looks like it moves in just over 24 hours from now. The good news, though, it does look like it's going to move in mainly overnight, Saturday and early Sunday. So both days, Saturday and Sunday, I think should be okay. So some good news there. Let's get the future track. Tonight is quiet. but it's cool. If you're still heading out to watch some high school football this evening, bundle up because it's cold, but should be dry. Saturday, a cool start. Some clouds out there. We'll see some sunshine, though, on your Saturday. We'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies. Heading into the evening, the clouds really thicken up, and then a couple of showers are expected to move through. This is likely going to be after sunset, and I think most of what we see fall will come overnight while most of us are sleeping. That being said, we're really not expecting much in the way of rainfall. It's going to be somewhat scattered in nature, and it should be out of here by daybreak Sunday, 8 a.m. It's pushing off to the east. Some clouds still out there, but watch what happens. By noontime, the sunshine wins out. With that, I think Sunday looks like a pretty good day. It's still going to be a little cool, low to mid 60s for highs. But with the sun out, it's going to feel a lot better, right? That being said, the grass will still be wet in the morning, but in the afternoon, you can get it cut, that's for sure. You can also do it Saturday as well. So let's break down the weekend this evening. I'm going to give it a sideways thumb. We're dry, but with all the clouds and how cool it is, not exactly pleasant out there, right? Tomorrow, a thumbs up. The day itself looks great. Just some clouds, but it's going to